This has not been a good year for sim racing thus far. We had first the Le Mans 24 Hours, which had a lot of problems. Then in Daytona 24, one team was exploiting the system. Now the latest news are cheaters. I covered this topic almost 3 years ago. Now it seems that some of my fears have come true. Before going to the topic, don't use this video as an excuse for harassment. Don't go out of your way to accuse, insult, or stalk anyone. This video has, of course, some shady situations, but it should be first and foremost a warning to developers to stop taking the piss and actually insert anti-cheats into their sims to mitigate issues that have been in the sims for years. Formula 1 2022 has been a title under fire about out-of-control cheating in leagues. A few videos of cheaters in leagues have appeared where the drivers follow extremely strange and unoptimized lines, going way too deep into corners to gain some speed. This example, as far as I know, is from bottom split league racing, and here you can see first and foremost the shifting is very dramatic. Then the lines taken are extremely strange. In this example, he goes way too deep, sacrificing exit speed. In theory, that's normally what it happens, but then it still has fantastic grip into and out of the corner especially. For example, here at corner 9 of Yas Marina, you can see the driver down and up shifting mid-corner. This type of mid-corner correction should be only done when the corner is totally missed, at low speeds, and very carefully. And now here you have an example with Jarno Opmeer doing the same corner. It's done with finesse, maintaining throttle control, not upsetting the balance of the car. A downshift with a minimum speed like that would definitely upset the car, possibly making it spin. This and many other examples out there shows that cheats are now not about power, they are about grip. A point that I've posed in the other video 3 years ago about this same topic is that cheaters that use the cheats to find a tenth or so, it would be extremely difficult to detect them. And this is where this video will become spicy as subbing to the channel. In Formula 1 2022 league racing, there has been this suspicion that a certain top-level esports driver has been cheating.
I'm very close to saying something.
You know, mate, what to do. Just hold it.
Accusations have been circling around regarding Thomas Ronar, but that ends up being somewhat irrelevant because while on stream, a driver called Alvaro Carreton had a slip. He has shown a folder with grip hacks opened and the hack selected. This has automatically piqued my interest because why wouldn't it? This is probably one of the most interesting stories of the year because it has someone that in the past criticized the accused hacker having hacks themselves downloaded. I've went around trying to figure out what was going on, got a message from a few people saying nothing is as it seems, and a few days later Alvaro sends a tweet saying he had downloaded it as an investigation where himself and others have downloaded the hacks and shared the findings with Electronic Arts and Codemasters. In this tweet, you can see Jarno Opmeer below commenting on this. So maybe there is an investigation going on, but we don't know. Future call sign here. Something to notice is that Alvaro says it's not only himself that downloaded these hacks for investigation. I'm not sure if it's people from his team, if it's its teammate, if it's people from the league, or friends of him. The reason why I took so long doing this video is because I reached out to Alvaro trying to find anyone at EA or Codemasters, and even tried to reach out to Jarno Opmeer to confirm all of this. Only Alvaro came back to me saying what he said was true, but when I asked about anyone to contact to verify the story, I had no answer back. I just needed verification, not an in-depth explanation, because after all, anti-cheating is super secret squirrel sauce. All of this may very well be true, all of this may very well be similar to what Goats did in Escape from Tarkov, but from my point of view, only one person was found with hacks, and is not Thomas Ronar. That is essentially the driver that has been with the suspicion over its head this last season. A few drivers have analyzed Thomas' laps, stating they are suspicious at best, but not totally out there like the example before. This is because Thomas is at the very least a good driver, but without any sort of anti-cheat or at the very least telemetry from Formula 1 2022 to confirm anything. It's just an allegation. much more so than in the case of Alvaro, where we could see with our eyes a download cheat pack. So if Codemasters or Electronic Arts wants to reach out to confirm this story, send me a message on Twitter or Discord. Telemetry will lead to the next point, which is the discovery of Kirill Sadirov, an esports driver in Assetto Corsa Competizione. In a thread, Williams esports driver Diary McCormack shows a side-by-side comparison between himself and Kirill. It makes it obvious that you shouldn't be that fast if you are not using all the track all the way. He has even shared a set of telemetry from Kirill. A few Discord messages that I got seems to suggest that Kirill is gloating or teasing about this topic to the point he accuses most of the field of using cheats, and that he has created something that is not a cheat. These translations could be all wrong because they were from DeepL, and I don't know any Russian, so take this with a pinch of salt. I really didn't want to do this video without these images, so once again, another reason why it took so long. This telemetry is really interesting as the GOAT Niels Naujoks has created an amazing in-depth post showing where it is a red flag, pointing towards a lack of usage of track like Dara did, corrections at exits, traction control kicking in, and especially compromises without downsides, something that is very similar to the example with Formula 1 2022. For example, at T1, where Kirill takes a deep line that should have compromised the exit speeds, but in this case, the loss of top speed isn't really there. Neil's thread is really good. I'd recommend for you to check it out because it shows how knowledgeable he is, but also how difficult it is to detect a well-calibrated cheat unless someone leaves some sort of breadcrumbs to follow. Logitech G Challenge Championship, where Kirill was on after the investigation, has dumped him from participating. In this case, unlike in Formula 1 2022, this was only possible because Discord messages and the telemetry was there. For Formula 1 2022, unless there is something really egregious showing like missing everything completely and still not losing time, or showing sheets on screen, but that is still to be confirmed that the story is true or not, everyone would be none the wiser. That's why if multiplayer is a center feature of a racing game that has esports or even multiplayer official series, anti-cheat needs to be part of it, and I don't care how many excuses are thrown around saying that the titles don't need them or it's too difficult. I had a developer from a Simracing title reaching out saying it is possible to have anti-cheats in Simracing by inserting a few strategies running at the same time. It has happened before and it has worked. So at this point, we have a situation in Simracing where cheating is far detached from what Master Loser has done a few years back. It has basically created a situation where it is really not possible to know who is cheating because good drivers using these hacks, they'll get an edge by an extra tenth or so. It's very possible that everything goes below radar. It basically created a situation that is impossible to know who really is cheating, and at the very most you can suspect, but that's basically it. In the past we probably had situations like, oh, how did this person get so much exit speed when he messed up the entry so much? We had probably something like that, and we don't know if it's cheating or not. Probably it's not. But without the devs developing the necessary tools to know what is going on, we'll be none the wiser. Let us know what you think about this topic in the comments below.